Hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this panel at this year's 2024 Power Morphicon. Who's having a good time so far? I said, who's having a good time so far? Hello, hello. It's so good to be here, guys. My name is Nikolai Nikolaev. True story. I've hijacked this microphone because I think I do it really well. And I can't tell you how excited I am to be here to see and meet every one of you guys. I'm joined on the stage with the most amazing crew. Give them all a round of applause. All right. Oh, man. This is amazing. You guys just make, like, I've got goosebumps right now. It's very cool. Hello, sir. Hola. Oh, man, look at this. It's like these celebrities here. Yeah, hi. All right, well, look, to get things started, I've been asked to moderate this. I'm not very good at this, so I'm going to ask my fellow Sixth Rangers to dominate and help me along with this. I think the status, the schedule, sorry. The way we're going to do this is we're going to ask everyone to introduce themselves. And when they do, I want to hear a little bit of love from everyone in the audience to make us all feel welcome. Starting with my friend David over here.
Kia ora. Hi, everybody. My name is David Delatour. I played RJ, the Violet Wolf Ranger in Jungle Karma Pizza, in Jungle Fury. And thank you. Just had one of my highlights of the con so far, which if anyone was watching, you may have noticed. Claire just sat down beside me and she said, "Hi, I'm Claire." And I said, "Oh, hi, I'm David. Nice to meet you." And then I put my helmet down and she goes, "Wait, are you the Purple Ranger?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I am too." And I was like, "Oh my God, I've been wanting to meet you." And she goes, "Me too." And so then we had a hug and it was awesome. So you guys just witnessed that. I don't know if you caught it, but that just happened to us. So there you go.
Definitely the highlight of my con as well. So, as you just heard, my name's Claire.
Give it up for Claire!
Claire Blackwelder. I played Kendall Morgan, the Purple Dino Charge Ranger. And as you just heard, I just met the other Purple Ranger, and everyone all weekend keeps being like, "Well, you know the other one is like just right over there." And I'm like, "I know, I gotta go see him." The first one, I bow down. The first one, yeah. Nice to see you all.
Fantastic. Sir,
Morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out. My name is John Tui. I play Doggy Kruger in SPD. And I've Solaris Knight in Mystic Force. So. All right. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hey, this is Justin Nemo. I played the Sixth Ranger from Power Rangers in Space, so I'm a little older than most of these guys. A little bit older than the rest of these, and I've been told that I'm an OG Silver because I was the first one in America.
Hey.
G'day, I'm Lee Ming, and I play Gemma, RPM Operator Series Silver. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I guess I've got the OG sitting next to me, so I can't make any special claims. But
Hi, I'm Mike Jin. I played the Gold RPM Ranger. Thank you. Yeah, on Power Rangers RPM and Power Rangers Hyperforce. Let's go back around to her. Okay.
Oh. Hello. I just snuck in, but hi, I'm Jackie. I play the Orange Ranger on Cosmic Fury.
I feel so honored to be sitting next to two Purple Rangers, two Silver Rangers, and an Orange Ranger. This is blowing my mind right now. Sorry. It's I'm trying not to look this way because it's just the awesomeness is blinding. So look, I've been asked to moderate. I told you before that I'm not the best at this, and I have a rule now that I'm going to tell everyone. I want some good questions from the audience, okay? I need you guys to help us along. think of a good question. Don't give me like, I don't know, just help us, okay? So anytime you got a question, lift your hand up. There's a lot of love here. I'm going to start off with us asking my fellow Rangers some of the kind of memories they have of joining the core group at a later stage, and let's face it, making the whole show better as a result. Okay, so yeah, thank you. It's can we begin? Just give me a little kind of what was it like to come in and go, "You're welcome."
Well, I was in Dino Fury as well, so I kind of knew everyone beforehand. But I don't know, it was great. They're such a good team to be a part of. I feel like it was super easy because we would go out at night and I don't know, during the day we'd work really hard together. Stunt training, super easy together. That was super helpful. So yeah, it was just really great.
All right, I'm gonna get real with you guys. So, as a ranger, you do work really, really hard. When you're not a ranger, you work hard, but not as hard. So the coolest part for me was being on the show, but not being a ranger. I got to come in, do some scenes, and then just get out of there and let them go do all the fighting for the first half of the season. And then I would come in and join them for the second half of the season. So it was kind of nice. I got like a real nice little intro. I got to be on the show, but not be fighting for the first half of the season. And then for the second half of the season, they kicked my ass.
I was the mentor first, so I worked hard in a different way. I had a lot of time in the lab, paid my dues, made a lot of gadgets, They always ran out of the ranger base, and I would just look at them with this forlorn expression, like, take me with you. And then I became a ranger and assumed that I would be, in fact, joining them. Not the case. I still stayed in the lab, looked out the door with a forlorn expression, saying, take me with you. And sometimes I did get to go, which was fun. But mostly I still made gadgets.
For me, the Sixth Ranger was a parental role for me. And I think when I got cast to play Doggy Kruger, I just had my son. So that energy translated onto how I was performing my character. And I felt like the cadets were always younger, and they all had their own journey to find. And as a mentor, it was getting them ready for battle. When I was playing my first character, it was getting them ready for battle. He was very regal, very general-like, and I kind of based Doggy Kruger on George C. Scott's performance as Patton. So I saw him as a general. But as the season went on, near the end of it, he softened up a bit and started loving these cadets differently, like they were his children. So I leaned into, and as an actor, I like looking at energy and should try to translate the character so people can relate to them. So I based them on my father, based them on a lot of strong characters in movies that I watch because I love watching movies. That's why I became an actor. And yeah, so for me, he was a mentor role in terms of being a father, the way I played that character. The second character was more like a friendly uncle who was keen to go into battle, but at the same time, he was more tactical with his approach. And I based that character on Russell Crowe's performance as Maximus on Gladiator. And these are just some tricks you can use when you're creating, because the first character I was in prosthetics and I was in a dog's helmet. The second one I was seeing Harry Potter was out at the time, so I watched a lot of Harry Potter to see, what was the vibe. Because every Power Ranger, sorry for rambling, every Power Ranger season had a theme that came through of what was relevant at the time. So, yeah. Right, backed out there for a second, but you know what I mean. Can you give us your best, like, Russell Crowe, What we doing?
The question was, can you give us the best Russell Crowe Maximus impersonation, basically?
He has that one main monologue. It's a simple thing. What we do in life, it goes into eternity. Yeah.
See if you guys recognize this for an intro for me. So, I got a cool song to start off with. But when I came onto the show, to be honest with you, Power Rangers was so new that I hardly knew anything about it other than it was a kid show with a lot of fighting, right? So I get this audition, and my roommate's like, don't do it. You're going to be stereotyped. You'll never work again. They're going to think you're Urkel. Well, I'm here to act, so I'm going to do it anyways. And I went out and I got the part. And after I was there and got the part, then I realized that I was the Silver Ranger, which I was like, wait, did they have silver? That's kind of cool, right? Oh, I'm a 6th Ranger? What does he do? Then I found out, yeah, I'm really supposed to go and save everybody's ass. So I got to come out and be a cryogenically frozen fella. And my first scene was so hard, laying on that table and just wiggle my fingers. I was kind of hooked after that, so I love it.
What a day at work. Just lie there and wiggle your fingers. Amazing.
Yeah, because it's always something a little strange about the 6th Rangers, right? And so for us, we had these 5 normal kids, right? Like they're humans, they had these backstories, they had parents, they had families. But Jim and Gemma was something else, right? We don't even know quite where they came from or what they were. And so that was a real challenge, but also super fun. But yeah, it was different coming in halfway because, the rest of the cast had bonded. Not that they weren't super welcoming, but it was also that we were playing something so other from them. But that was also part of the fun. And like lots of the fans have told us that, it was getting quite dark and that they're happy that we came along to kind of lighten things up.
So to kind of just piggyback of what you just said, it wasn't put out what Jim and Gemma's origin story was. So a lot of people don't know this, and people usually like hearing what I had heard early that wasn't shown on the show. And I'm not sure if you know this, but I think Eddie had thrown around that they might have been genetically engineered for higher morale kind of thing.
I'd heard of that too, yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I was just kind of a little. It was great, and it was cool coming in with someone else. Definitely. Yeah. I kind of wish. Okay, yeah. No, it was cool coming in with someone else, and I kind of wish we got the Ranger boot camp that everyone else got.
Yeah, because we had stunt training on our own, and we kind of had half as much time as everyone else.
Yeah.
And that was fine for Mike, because Mike was really good at fighting. Not so good for me.
And the boot camp just sounded fun, so yeah, it would have been cool to do that. So, you're going to boot camp, Power Ranger boot camp. Anyway, yeah.
I'll play moderator for a second because Nikolai's doing a great job. But just to throw it over to Nikolai because no one's heard his answer yet. I was wondering to hear how it was coming into what's widely considered the nicest cast ever assembled, the Jungle Fury cast.
It's true. It's 100% true, David. It's funny that I got that question asked for me by him because I have to say I came in and I've gotten over it now because it's been 15 years, but I've been really jealous of him and his awesomeness as the 6th Ranger who came in. I mean, well, that's right. So in our series, right, there was 3, and then he came in as the 6th but 4th, and then I came in as the 6th but 5th. And anyway, but I got to see him craft a character that is I'm gonna say maybe iconic in the Power Ranger kind of world, and I think the line of people wanting his autograph is a testament to that. I can't actually remember the original question that he asked me. I just wanted to say that I was jealous of him, and I'm very, 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 very happy to see him after all these years. Now, I want to introduce this late edition. What we've been doing is introducing ourselves to everyone. So please tell us who you are, sir, and these guys may or may not go crazy as a result.
Good morning, everybody! I'm Davi Santos, Sir Ivan, Dino Charge Gold Ranger. It's so lovely to see you guys.
Okay, well, I thought my mind was blown when I had 2 Silver Rangers, 2 Purple Rangers, and I've got 2 Gold Rangers here. This is, and sorry, what was yours? Gold and black. Oh my God, the sexiest color combo you can possibly imagine. That's amazing. Can you tell us what it was like to join as the 6th Ranger?
Well, as a Sixth Ranger, we were somewhere behind one of these rooms in the backstage because the cast was announced, but we were muffled, weren't we? We couldn't say a word. So it was really exciting to then come in afterwards, and we were sort of thrilled. We were hearing all of these things about the first 10 episodes. We were like, when are we going to get to play? And then finally we did, didn't we? Yes, and of course they were already in the house together, and I was like, oh my God, am I going to join you in the Ranger house? And I was like, I don't know. Should I? But it was an amazing experience.
All right. Oh my God! It just gets better and better. This is like a Marvel Comic-Con thing where we just keep bringing more awesomeness out. Hello, sir. Introduce yourself to a very lackluster audience here. I'm kidding. No one take that literally. Okay, I know some of you will. Come on.
Hello, everyone. I'm AB Baby Abraham Rodriguez, the Gold Beast Morphers Power Ranger. Yeah.
There's more of them. Introduce yourself, sir.
Oh, hey, sorry I'm late. Rhett Fisher, Titanium Ranger.
There is no love in this room whatsoever. What was it like to come in late to a panel at Morphicon about the Sixth Ranger? Tell us your experience.
Well, I had time to stop at Air One, so that's how fancy I am right now.
Fantastic.
Experience being, sorry guys, just rolling in here. Incredible experience, of course. I can't believe it's 24 years ago now, which blows my mind. When I was on the show, I was 19, 20 years old, and now, well, you can do the math. But it was pretty amazing, and the community's amazing, and I love that we're here to experience you guys as well.
Fantastic. Okay, look, I'm going to open it up to the audience / my fellow Sixth Rangers who maybe anybody want to say a particular anecdote, a particular challenge that you overcame, or something that was memorable from the show. Does anybody in the audience want to throw? I think we'll do an audience and then a panel and then All right, sir, with the green non-jungle fury pizza karma t-shirt. That's fine. It's a...
Questions for John. How does it feel to be two Sixth Rangers?
Great projection without the microphone too, by the way. It was very impressive.
10 points.
We have a theater actor in the house. It was an honor because when I did the first one, it was in a dog helmet, and I had to work on the posture. I had to wear pads. We shot it in summer in New Zealand because they were shooting in summer, bro, and I don't have like a leather jacket. So my theater training came into that. To play that character, it was tough. And then, like I said, I was a father. The second one, I was introduced halfway through the season. So you come into a season when the Rangers the actors are already connected. They've got this frenzy and you come in and you're their leader. And for me, I would work at two levels where, as an actor, I come in, read the script, try to play this mentor role. The second one was the bond with my actors, so it's real on screen. So it was, as an actor, it was juicy because I got to play. As a person, awesome because it paid the bills. So yeah, sweet as, bro.
Fantastic. Good question. Very good question. We've got another one over here. Let's. I'm going against what I just said about going. All right. Sorry. Let's all give a round of applause for this get-up that he's got. Okay. Yeah. All right. I want to hear the question loud and proud, please. Loud, so we can hear it. Sorry, repeat that second part.
The second part, like what type of skill, like if you started learning skateboarding or something like that, or a mental set that brought into your character that brought into real life.
All right. Who wants to go first?
You might not know this, but I watched your season, and I wanted to be you. It's true. And then when I got the part,
everyone on the count of three. One,
no, so team up.
1, 2, 3.
Team up with my boy over here. Team Up My Boys. Yeah, so that would be that. What to answer the second question, maybe let someone else.
I tell you what, in terms of the team up, I grew up watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? And I got to be honest, I'm just going to go for it. I would like to see, selfishly, Rhino Ranger rock on down with Donatello, and then Ryu from Street Fighter. Okay, I know there's been some cross mingling. I just want to dominate with those guys. That's I don't know. I feel like that'd be a really quirky, bizarre mashup. And yeah. Anyway.
You know that the show actually pulled in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for In Space? Unfortunately, it was before I was on there, but yeah, they made that work somehow. So, good.
I've been jealous of a number of things that the Power Rangers have done, not in my season, but that's okay. I mean, I'm sure
we can't do them
it's
all.
a bright future ahead.
I actually was gonna say the same thing because like Orange on Orange, I wanted Michelangelo and the nunchucks, like double nunchucks. So
Well, I mean, after we left, I was like missing everybody and missing New Zealand and then seeing like the new Rangers come out, and I was like, oh gosh, I just want to go back and like see the new cast. And I don't know, I still have my like original OG Mighty Morphin fantasies of like maybe one day we can all do it together. And then I got to do it! We had the reunion episode with Beast Morphers, and that was insane. And then, of course, getting to work with Austin was like also like this crazy dream come true. So it was nice to actually do it. It was really lovely to actually do it.
It's your turn. You forgot the question, everyone. Not to embarrass. Team up, fan team up, or fantasy team up, or
What are you guys? RPM. Yeah, so I last night I went out to dinner with the entire RPM cast, and they were awesome. So I could totally team up with them. That was dope. Nice bunch of people.
Does any of the you want to have a crack at it? No. Okay. All right. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, it just gets better and better. Introduce yourself, sir, to a very, very quiet audience.
I don't like to make the entrance like that, so I apologize. I was at the stunt panel and out here, so thank you for letting me join you guys.
Everyone, give it up for Dan, people.
This is the sixth panel.
Yes, it is the Sixth Ranger panel. Okay, now I'm going to put you on the spot. What was it like for you to join as the Sixth Ranger, please? Give him a microphone, please.
So, my cast didn't quite understand the formula. So when I came on, I think they thought that I was there to replace one of them. And I let them believe that. That was good.
Keep them on their toes. That's right. All right. Well, anybody got a particular anecdote that they remember that they want to share, or like a challenge that they overcame? I need to. I mean, these guys want to hear. What was that? Oh my God, dude! Guys, go. Is there a chair? Is there another chair? Oh, there's one at the end there. Just gets better and better. I thought I was going to be here by myself for a second. That's amazing. I was going to dominate it, but wow. Okay, we're gonna launch into this. Oh man, I got goosebumps right now. Introduce yourself, please. These guys want to know who you are, where you're from, and how was it like to join the very, very elite Power Rangers?
Cameron Gibo, 34, long walks on the beach.
Somebody's writing that down.
A nice Bordeaux, maybe. What was it? I'm Silver Super Mega Force, and what was it like to do what?
What was it like to join as the Sixth Ranger?
I had it easy. My cast welcomed me with open arms. It was really cool. And then, yeah, shout out to the Megaforce cast. Those guys are awesome. The first day in New Zealand was the first time I got to try on the suit. And they also put me in the gold mode suit. And so it was like it hit me from day one. It was like the most special feeling in the world. So, is that good enough?
Yeah. I actually had the same experience. I'm pretty sure all of us had the same experience. When you don that and you're like, whoa, shit just got real. It's really, yeah. Don't mess it up. You're part of a really, really special family. Actually, I wanted to ask you, how many Power Rangers are there, actually? Because I'm sitting with 30 seasons, right? Between what, 5 and 6 on average? Is that right? Oh, no, but I mean, our one, hold on. Sorry, our one had we had 20. Right? I mean, all the... Yeah, so we win, I would say. I've always wanted to know that because every now and then I go, I'm a Power Ranger. And sorry, it's just like, wow, there's not that many of us, and it's an honor to be, kind of sitting here with these guys, and then a bigger honor to meet you guys who kind of make it just so worth it. Like, it's, yeah. I gotta say, speaking to each person that comes up, it's just it's very, very special, and to know that it was part of childhoods and kind of such a forming kind of experience for everyone. All right, anybody else want to share an anecdote?
I definitely have
Yes.
a question.
Oh, hold on. Whoa,
Right
whoa,
here.
whoa. Oh,
Hello,
sir,
hello.
hello. It's like a voice from God.
So, as Power Ranger fans, I'm sure we would like to know, what is your favorite moment from your season? I'm sure there was many, so just trying to find one is always a challenge by itself.
Why, the introduction of me is my favorite.
That is
Got
fair
a job.
enough.
I had a job. I was getting paid. It was awesome.
Yeah, pretty much the second they said you got the job, that was the best part.
The cool thing about being a Sixth Ranger, and everyone can probably agree with this up here, is our debuts were always the best. It was so cool. So for me, it's always that first time I put on the suit and the helmet comes up, and it's like that moment I'll always think of that first. I'm sure you guys have this.
Yeah, I guess had kind of a unique ones because it's quite cool being a mentor on the show first, and then that moment where everyone realizes that you're about to become a ranger. So it's kind of a unique thing to sort of build up a bit of rapport and trust with the audience when they're watching it first, and then go out. So my favorite moment was probably going out and saving the 3 Rangers. The first time when no one knew that RJ was going to turn into a Ranger. It was just kind of a cool moment to surprise the audience, hopefully, and turn into a Ranger.
Yeah. Similarly, starting as a mentor was, super interesting because I spent the entire first season in the lab and, being kind of a hard ass and everyone's got a problem with Miss Morgan. And it was so fun, not only just getting to become a Ranger, but the process of the episode in which it happens. I get to go on a spaceship. I'm spending the entire day shooting with the stunt team, who I rarely got to work with for the entire first season. Everybody else got to hang out with them and do all this cool stuff. And when I became Ranger, it was just me and the stunt team. I'm in a hazmat suit. I'm around all these monsters, all this crazy stuff is happening. There are chemicals flying everywhere. And it was just so fast-paced, and getting the experience of what that side of the filming process was like. I feel like I got a really unique view of it that not a lot of other Rangers got. I got to be by myself with them and really watch how it all happens, which was just super, super special, and I gained a ton of respect for those guys.
I've got a little cool story with speaking about the stunt team, right? So I don't know if you guys know Koichi Sakamoto, is that right? How does it? Yes. He was the executive producer, and he started off as the original Red Ranger stunt double. And then he ended up being the executive producer of the show and second unit director. And if I'm not mistaken, he broke the record for the most setups in a day on film. You gotta understand, they'd just go, they'd film it, 5 seconds, moving on, another shot. And it's an amazing way of filming. It's right down my alley because it's like guerrilla style, And I remember going on to second unit to film with all the stunt guys, and I was the face for that little bit until I morph into the Ranger. And he comes up and he's very softly spoken, and he's like, "Okay, Nico, so monster, come over here, and you do strike pose, and what you do is when you strike the pose, you then they ask you to freeze." And then they come in and they put their hands wherever your fists are and wherever your head is, so that then the stunt guy in the suit comes in and you know takes that position and goes on. Anyway, I remember just having an out of body experience. You know, doing that, leaving. Somebody, I don't know. I had a coffee, and then they go and action, and then all the flips began. I remember looking, going, I'm amazing. I mean, look at me go. Look at me go. It was yeah. But yeah, I've got an amazing body. Slightly skinnier than I am, but that's okay. I'll take it. So anyway, the flips happen. Speaking about flips, though, I'm not just a pretty face. I convinced Koichi to be able to let me do a backflip on screen, which was very, very special. It took me about 45 minutes of just drilling him from a distance because I said, "Can you let me do it?" And he's like, "No way, no way." And then finally, he caved in. And I'll never forget this. He kind of leaned over to his like assistant. And he whispered something, and they looked at him like, "No, what?" You know, and then they brought out the trampoline, and I got to do only one. I did a backflip, and I landed it, and then I did the fight, and I was so satisfied. 7 months later, I saw the show. You'd never even know it's me. Like it's just a blur, whatever. It was such a waste, and anyway, but I did get to do it. So yeah, so I can stand there with a coffee and go, "How amazing am I?" And I can do a backflip as well. All right.
They used to run me ragged because I was brought up from the stunt department when I actually got the role. And I did all of my own action, and they ran me hard because they could save money that way. And I remember thinking, "Oh, this is cool, I'm doing all my own stunts." And then I used to go watch the dailies, and you couldn't even tell it was me. And I was exhausted at the end of the day and had this big sort of dramatic moment that was really important to be fresh for. So I learned right away, they don't know it's you. Yeah. I don't even know it's me. It's a bravado thing to say that you do all your own stunts. You don't have to. You don't have to. It's a collaboration, what we do. And by the way, just a side note, this team, this stunt team, this action team that we've all had the pleasure of working with, a lot of the stuntmen who are now doing the action for the Marvel movies that you see came through this show. This was the best action show on television in the 90s and the 2000s. That's all I gotta say.
Just real quick, my double on Megaforce was Tom Cotton, and he's just been seen in Deadpool and Wolverine. The dude has gone bonkers huge. All the Star Wars movies, most of the Marvel movies, and Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, so when we say we worked with the best, we worked with the best.
Yay, my favorite moment. So yeah, I love music. Well, I love High School Musical. I grew up watching that. And that was what really did it for me, where I was like, I want to be an actor. I want to do that. I want to, you know. And so then we got to do the first and only musical episode in Power Rangers history. And I got to be the lead of it. And crazy enough, we got to work with Dr. K, who's played by Olivia Tennant, who choreographed it. And when we were doing our rehearsals for it, she like played the track, and we were both freaking out, me more so, because it was the same like tune and rhythm to "We're all in this together." And I was like, did someone tell the composer like this? It was just crazy, and it was one of those moments where it's like, yeah, this all happens for a reason, and it was so meant to be. So yeah, the musical episode.
Who directed that episode?
Oliver Driver.
I really love how a lot of people, I mean, like Sir Ivan, it's strange to play like a knight, you know, in Power Rangers. Maybe not, because I feel like all the Power Rangers are kind of knights, right, together. But often the question is like, oh, well, where did like the voice come from and everything? And it was like, oh, well, actually, like Sir Ivan existed before Sir Ivan existed. You know, like in other words, like the character was always there before even getting to do it on the show. Because I will often slip into an English accent for no apparent reason. So, yeah, it just happens. Yeah. So, like, actually, the first day, when they're like, okay, so you're going to be in, like, a knight's outfit, and we're going to put you on a horse, and then we're going to ride you, like, across, like, a waterfall, and then, you know, after that, it was like, wait, what is going on? And I thought it was, like, one of the most absolute magic moments of my entire life. And then they're like, okay, so now you're fighting Fury, but we want you to do your own stunt here. And I'm like, okay, great. Because everyone wants to also say bravado-wise, like, I did it. So we're gonna put this little plank on the ground and we're gonna attach it to a rope and then we're gonna pull really hard and you're just gonna fly across the ground. I was like, yeah, where's my stunt team? So a lot of respect, and to just tap out on that one, like we would have our 10-hour days longer sometimes, and then those guys after second uniting and fighting all day long and flipping and being hoisted up would be like, okay, well, we're gonna go train now. Martial arts for like the next 4 hours. Those guys didn't stop, so I'm also still in awe of like the work that our stunt team got to do.
My absolute favorite quote, as we're talking about the stunt team, the guys who are in the monster suits specifically, like those things are absolutely impossible to fight in. And I remember one day being on second unit and standing next to the guy who was like head of the monsters department. And he's standing next to me and he's watching this fight happen and he goes, every time I pull a little man out of that suit, he's just a little bit paler and skinny than he was when I put him in. I was like, that's terrible.
Something about the New Zealand accent is, yeah, it's great. God, every time. Yeah.
I think for me, it was getting deleted, but then being able to come back to life again. Yeah, that was pretty special. And again, Mike and I got to wear the suits coming back. And yeah, I think that was pretty special.
I'm going to speak more on the stunt team too, just because one of the things I really took from Power Rangers was, yeah, my appreciation of the stunt team. The thing that sticks out to me was this, it was like a jungle gym scene, and I remember one of the grinders, which was like the foot soldiers in our season, he would be on the top of the jungle gym, and then he would have to like fall back, and then he would go like, land on his back on the side of like the swing going down, and then like fall on the ground. And just like seeing that like take after take, and I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And like every film and TV show I've seen since that has stunt people, like I can really, really, really appreciate them so much more. So just from just seeing them in their hard work and based on what everyone has said as well. So yeah, that was my story. Yeah.
Well, we all know that they're a little tight on their money. So when it came time for some stunt stuff, they were like, yeah, no, we'd have to pay you extra. I'm like, well, I don't really care, you know. I think it ended up being $50. We're gonna have to pay you $50 extra to have you do that. And I was like, I don't care. Like, you don't have to pay me. I just want to do one or two. And so one stunt that I got to do, they called it a stunt because it was hazardous. When I got blown up by Astronema, I had to blow smoke out. And they're like, well, how are we going to let you do that without you actually blowing smoke out? And I was like, you're not. Just somebody give me a cigarette and I'll blow the smoke out. Oh my God, we're going to give $50 to smoke a cigarette? I was like, yeah, why not? And then I had another scene with Chris at the end, dressed up in the psycho suit, and came around the corner to scare him. And I had to beg so that he could make me do a flip and land on my back. They were afraid I was going to hurt myself, which that's one of the reasons why they don't actually let a lot of the people do their stunts is, I mean, if Dan was to break his arm, he can't film like he was filming, so they don't want you to get hurt. They also don't want to pay you the extra money, but the stunt guys, are literally, they're like Bruce Lee on steroids because they don't stop, little Energizer bunnies, and they'll just sit back there and teach you stuff and beat the shit out of you. So I enjoyed them.
I'm just realizing something. You got paid?
I think whenever I said you don't have to pay me, that's when they said okay.
So there was one great civilian fight in Super Mega Force. They didn't trust our season too much with our physicality or our martial arts. And if you guys remember, it was the one where Azim gets to do his little parkour stuff on the stairs, sort of. Remember? So that day, it had just finished a torrential downpour overnight, and so the ground was just all mud and everything. So they had to put down a bunch of mats and everything, and we had to run into frame. and stop on our mark. And Azim slipped twice and ended up in the mud twice. And they only brought 2 costumes because we were filming on location. And so we had a good laugh. John and I were the next up. We had a good laugh, and we watched them hose him down, and he had to do the scene wet. And so he got a little break while we filmed, and we were like, we got this. Put down a couple extra mats, so confident, ran up, and ended up in the mud just the same. And they ended up having to scrap all of our footage for that because we were not clean, and all the stunt people took over, which is pretty typical. They didn't slip once. We sat there and watched them when we were waiting for just one slip, just once, and none of them slipped. It was
I love that the
incredible.
stunt guy points that out. Did they fall? Oh, what do you know?
There is somewhere, I will find this, but there's this blooper footage somewhere of us like running in and being like just slipping backward, like literally falling out of frame. Like, it's incredible.
Guys, we're going to be wrapping it up soon. I'm going to open it up to the floor. I see a hand up there. I see a couple. Oh, yeah. Guys, we need more hands up, okay? Come on. Yeah. Just put your hand. You know what? Just everyone put your hands up, okay? Just with or without a question. Yeah, I just want to see the love over here. Yeah. This is good. All right, put your hands down. Okay. There's over there in the distance. I see you. Can you stand up and give us loudly? Yes. Question was, I think everyone heard, but like character growth and what do we think of our personal character growths? Who wants to go first? Yeah.
Well, getting to play a bad guy is probably the coolest thing ever. If it was like a very Dan. That's right. My boy over there. Really, I mean, I think like the Titanium Ranger had one of the coolest story arcs ever. I think they wrote it. It was amazing how they did it. It was kind of like an Anakin Skywalker, but like the opposite, you know. And it's pretty blessed to be able to play a bad guy and a good guy in the same season and try to pull that off. But you know, if I could go back and probably do some things more, I'd probably be petitioning the front house to be on screen more. Because, you know, the Six Rangers, we get the short end of the stick sometimes, filming-wise. And for me personally, you know, the budget was a little crazy because it was the first, you know, non-Sentai counterpart Ranger ever. So everything we filmed was... I had to do everything. There was nothing to pull from. There was no B footage. It was just all me. So, I mean, I never did any of the stunts. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about like the on-screen face stuff. So, but I feel blessed to have. Just working on that show with the stunt. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, exactly.
Does anybody want to have any particular strong feelings to answer the question? Because I just want to open it up as well to a couple of extra. You want to? Yeah. Okay. All right. We've got another one over here. Gentleman's over there, sir. Yes. Yep. Stand up, please. Make yourself known. Yeah, that's you, baby. What?
So my question is it's an open question for everybody. For the American actors, what was it like working on the American version of the show versus the New Zealand Aussie actors working on that side of it? Because obviously American was filmed on the Saban, whereas Disney did New Zealand, Australia. Like, what would you say some of the big differences?
The places you could go if you lived in Australia or New Zealand versus if you lived here, yeah, there's a lot of other fun stuff to do than just on the show. But I would say, you know, the the difference between union and non-union, how they try to treat you and what they try to pay you. I happened to be on a season that was both. You know, we actually crossed from non-union into union. And before it was union, they'd really work you hard and many hours and not pay you kind of type deal. And then after it was union, it's like, oh, what would you like for lunch today? And here, let me open that door for you. And it was like,
money.
yeah, take all of this.
It wasn't that much more. My show was union. It wasn't that much more. They got away with a lot of stuff still. But I will say the difference of as an American actor working on the show when it was in America was when it went to New Zealand, I was very jealous. I wanted to go to New Zealand. I wanted to go there. So I am so. I think you guys had a wonderful experience that you got a chance that the show went over there. And that was because when Disney came in, they did make it go back to non-union, but it opened up an opportunity for some people on the other side of the globe to experience something and it made it more global and not just an American knockoff of a Japanese old show. So I think it's wonderful that it went to New Zealand. And
We loved
I
having
loved it when it was on our show. It was hot. It was hot on our show because we shot in Valencia. It was really hot. It looked really cool. Some of the sets on your show.
We had to act like it was hot. It was awesome that the show came down and provided a lot of employment for a lot of talented Kiwi actors that are down there. And if you look at the landscape now, there's a lot more English and Kiwi and Australian actors that are part of the forum. But as an actor from New Zealand, when Power Rangers was there, taking it back, can't do any of the action without the stunt team, so you have to have a great stunt team. Two, provided a lot of employment for the actors in my country, and I've worked with a lot of these talented people before on shows that we've all been part of. Three, was freaking Power Rangers, bro. So the highlight of my career was when I saw my morph sequence and I cried. And it was my second season. And I came back and I looked at my wife and my kids and I go, fuck, I'm a Power Ranger. Yes! So, and then there's a sense of pride. There's a sense of pride for us that we have a different thinking down under. We're very lax, but we're very strong people. And like the Power Ranger world provides, it's the most inclusive fan base I've ever been part of, from all walks of life, beliefs, religion, thoughts, feelings, mental state, physical state. Like, we are the most inclusive, and the colors are bloody beautiful, right? So for me, it's just as a Power Ranger, like, it's an honor. And no matter where I go in my career, I'm always loyal to the first fan base that I've ever had, and that was Power Ranger. When I left drama school, Power Rangers was the first biggest international show I was part of, and they weren't screening it in my country. So it was a double-edged sword where I thought I'd cracked it, but no one knows. It was kind of, it was awesome. So yeah, I'm very, very proud to be part of this.
The other thing it did for New Zealand was bring a lot of work in for our crews, which was amazing down there. Like that's been so steady and solid for our crew down there, which has been such a huge part. We're a small country, and that has provided so much work for our crews, which has been so cool. And stopping lately has left a huge hole for New Zealand. So it's been amazing having the show in New Zealand. I know the people who are in the industry are huge fans of it being down there. So yeah, it's been a big part for us too.
Yeah. As an Australian, to go and live and work in New Zealand on an American ripoff of a Japanese show was really, really cool. It was, and New Zealand is like my second home, and I'm very, very grateful to both Power Rangers, the USA, and New Zealand, and Australia. Anyway, guys, we have to wrap it up. True story. It's a shame, but I've got one more question from Will, who's very happy. Stand up, Will, and I need to hear your inside voice. Let's one last question. Everyone give an applause for Will, please. Yes. Me too. What's your question, Will?
I count my blessings. I mean, I can't even believe it. I was auditioning for seasons before me, and to get this part was just like really special for me, even though it paid a lot less than the other
Drinks
guys.
on these guys.
It was an incredible experience, I must say, though, and something I'll never forget. even 24 years later, I just look back, I'm like, man, that was cool. Yeah.
Thank you, Will. Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. So I can't take any more questions, unfortunately. But what we're going to do, if I might ask my fellow Rangers, if they would all maybe stand up, and we might get an opportunity to give one big-ass photo for the 6th Rangers. If anyone wants to come into the middle here, we're just going to dominate up here. And I think it's a unique opportunity to get this last photo. So get in there, and what are we gonna? Okay, all my Rangers, please come into this little V thing over here. We're gonna move this table, and get on in there. This is a special moment. Oh my God, it's like dude. All right, here we go. All right, guys, we're gonna be ready in about 5 seconds. Get in on here, guys, and then these guys have to set up. Thank you so much.